Hello, welcome to Vogue with me, Vida. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Now, I'm always happy to be back on your screens with Vogue because I have different, interesting personalities that I bring out on this show as we talk everything to do with fashion. And my guest this time is no different, as Melba will be joining me after this short break, and we'll talk everything to do with her fashion and walking the runway. Welcome to Vogue, Melba.
Thank you for having me, Vida.
I'm glad you're here. I'm looking forward to us discussing the different looks that you've rocked and all that we have to unbag here on Vogue. I'd like for us to start the discussion from just you being a fashion model, being an entrepreneur. Have you always been into dressing up?
Fashion model, entrepreneur. I go by many things. I'm also a radiographer by profession, which most people overlook. I have always aspired to be a fashion model. Growing up, I was one of those little kids that would rip up socks and any pieces of clothing that were lying around and just cut them and make
You're a
pieces.
designer. You're a designer.
I would make little clothes for my dolls. So I think that's emanated from when I was younger. So I always wanted something to do with fashion. I always wanted to look good. I always wanted the nicest of the dresses, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was your style always girly, or did you ever go through a tomboy phase? I've spoken to many people who go through, at some point, a tomboy phase.
I did have a tomboy phase, I think for like a year or two. Should have been between my 6th grade until 7th. And I think that was because they cut my hair. So,
okay.
Yeah, I used to have really long hair growing up, but then going into grade 8, I wanted to go to a missionary school, so I ended up chopping my hair off.
Okay.
So because of that, I kind of felt like, oh, I'm a boy, like I can chill with the boys.
Like a boy.
Yeah, so I started having shorts and t-shirts, and I started dressing up like that. But when I went into grade 8, I was at a girls' school now, and the girls were always about wearing powder, doing their hair, being girly, and you know, you're being surrounded by girls almost like the whole day. So the girly side of me had to start coming out again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when the girly side started coming out, I believe you started with, when it comes to modeling, you started with pageantry before getting into the fashion model side. For pageantry, were you always excited about dressing up for the different categories, maybe when you were taking part in a pageant?
Pageants are really interesting, especially when it comes to the dressing up part, because it's not always when you're on stage that you have to dress up. Even behind stage, you're going to do different activities.
Yeah.
Today, maybe they're taking you to a farm, so you have to dress for that part. Tomorrow, like later in the evening, you're going to have dinner with maybe the first lady. That is also another fashionable side of you that has to come out. And you are among a group of, say, 26 girls, and you want to be noticed.
Stand out.
It is your moment to shine. It is your moment to always dress up. So because of all those channels, all those experiences, it became, the more I did it, the more interesting I found it to be, and the more fun I got to have in the process.
Yeah, the more fun you get to have. But even with that, when you're participating, I know with pageantry, there's like different categories, and you bring out even like the traditional side. Has this also made you embrace more locally done stuff, or even just working with local designers?
Yeah, it has. Honestly, I would say it has, because of doing pageantry, starting from Miss Zambia and then doing Miss Universe. I got to appreciate working with someone who I can see, something I can control to my taste. Because if I'm going to say I'm going to order something from outside, it always comes different because you're not there and they won't do it to your taste. So it is the part of you that now has to say, this is who I have, these are the designers we have, and quite frankly to say, most of them are really good.
Yeah.
And I've worked with a number of them, so I do get to appreciate their work.
I can imagine. Sometimes with you being a fashion model, sometimes there's times when you're seeing models walk the runway and some outfits that they're rocking are just like, oh my, this is crazy. You've walked international runways. For you as a model, when you see an outfit and it's just like, oh my, or maybe do you have those moments where you're being dressed and you're just like, how is this even creativity? What am I wearing?
No, those times are common, and it happens a lot. Because, you know, sometimes a designer will be putting you in this piece of work, looks like it's maybe 6 meters away from your body, and
Yeah.
it's heavy and it has all these stones or it has crystal, like it's just a lot. So now they're putting it on you and you have to ask yourself, like, am I enjoying this? Why am I doing this?
How do I even look?
But then at the end of the day, it's when it comes to fashion shows, it's not about you anymore. So when it comes to runway, you are just there as a mannequin to walk the piece of clothing that you've been given. So some of the clothes are pretty interesting. They give you something sexy, something that is to your taste.
Yeah.
And you get to enjoy as you walk it.
You enjoy that, but I've always wondered this. Like when you walk such and you dress and you like something, are you guys allowed to pick it, or do they give you discounts, or what happens exactly?
That depends if you can afford it.
If you can afford it. Okay, so it doesn't come for free. Like you want it, so here, get it.
No, you
That's so unfair.
and well, some of the pieces are really expensive.
Yes.
So if you can afford it and it goes into the store, you're free to buy it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. Now, before we came on, we are just talking about how you soon have to travel because you have shows. How do you prepare for such? For you, is it that you're free-minded in that you aren't really, it's not your part to come up with the idea of what you'll be rocking, your part is just to be there and be the model? Or does it take more preparation also when it comes to like, oh, this is a fashion show I'm going to?
For me, when it comes to a fashion show, mostly I start with my body.
Very important.
First things first, because
That's
that's
the
what
money
they need.
maker.
That's what they need. My body has to be
Yeah.
fit. So we start there. I have to change my diet. I have to change my lifestyle for a bit because I can't just be going to the gym. Meanwhile, I'm eating the same food. I'm drinking the same stuff.
Get
So
that.
I need to make a lot of adjustments when it comes to that. And then once my body is in shape, walking on heels is not as I always do it. Like I wear heels almost every day, but the walking on heels that I would do on stage is different.
Yeah.
That one is more standard, it's more strict, it's in a line, and you know, I have to reach a certain place, so I have to watch my number of steps. I have to focus on the light and all that. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the show, I get into my walks at least, practice them too.
Okay, that's very interesting. Before we came on, we were just talking. She was telling me like, oh, I had let myself go a little bit and now I'm struggling with it. We have to get back to the gym to make sure that we're getting into shape. But even when you bring in like the walk and the training, is that something that you really have to go in hard with, or because you've done it over the years, now it just comes naturally and you don't work as hard as you used to at first?
I don't work as hard as I used to at first, of course, because now I know what I need to do to get where I want to be. But just like every other practice is, for you to get better, you need to do it regularly. You need to just better yourself.
To better yourself, yeah, every
Because
single day.
I'm doing a show with models that possibly do this every week. And then I am only doing shows like once or twice in a year because because I'm in Zambia now. I am not that side. So I have to match up to the people that are doing it regularly.
Okay. Now, with working international stages and working stages back home, how's it been for you working with the different designers back home and the different designers out there?
Designers, well, they do differ.
They differ.
They do differ, but one thing I would say about our designers here is there's a few that are actually trying to be at international standards. Like if you look at the quality of the clothes they're producing, the designs that they're putting out there, they are of international standard. The only difference comes in when it comes to like the organization of the shows.
Okay.
The organization here is a bit, okay, let me not say a bit. I'm trying to sugarcoat it. The organization here is bad. Compared to not so organized compared to international fashion shows. When you work an international fashion show, from the stage to the lighting, the music, backstage, everything is put in place. But here, it's like they don't care about the stage. They don't care about the music. They don't care about the lighting or even what's happening backstage. As long as models walk out and they walk, that's it, they're done. So I think that's something that needs to be worked on when it comes to our fashion
I
industry.
totally agree. I agree. And another thing, when it comes to fashion, I know it's one thing people talk about, it's how you're looking on the outside and how a person looks on the outside. I think a strong attribute also is on the look when it comes to skin. And this is why recently you got into skincare. Was it inspired by maybe the pressure that also comes with making sure that you look great? It's not just your clothes that are looking great, even the skin is glowing.
So naturally, I have always had dark, even skin. Like my whole body has almost the same color because it's normal to have discoloration in certain parts of your body. So naturally, I have always been like that. But then in 2019, I had a small accident where my skin got burnt. Yes. So like my whole back and my arm and the sides of my breasts, my body, I got burnt and my skin was out, all of it. So it was from that accident that I drew inspiration to start my current skincare line. Because, it put me in a moment of sort of depression because I would wake up and think like, will I ever look the same? Will my skin ever be the same? So I started reading about skin. I decided to educate myself on how I would change my skin from this burnt skin that I have now to going back to the way I used to look before.
Okay.
So years of being in the house, you can't just be sick and say, I'm just going to sleep the whole day. I took that time to educate myself.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at now. We have a baby, a skincare line.
A skincare line. Amazing. At least you took something positive out of what had happened to you. But even when you were having these struggles, I know you're not one to shy away from even showing your skin. Did you start experiencing where a moment where you're shying away even with how you're dressing, you have to cover yourself up because you're uncomfortable that, okay, I'm having these markings now?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
You embraced it from the start?
I embraced it because I didn't know what results I was going to get. Because, I'm trying out all these oils, all these remedies, and I didn't know if they were actually going to work. So I said, this is me now. I have to accept how I look. So when my skin was like pink, after you've gotten burned, it was like pink everywhere, fresh. I would still walk out of the house with like an open back. And then people would just ask me like, how did you embrace this so quickly? Because most people would want to cover it up and whatnot. And I just said, there's nothing. Really, this is me.
It happened,
There's nothing I would do. And I just won't sit every day throwing a pity party. People are busy on this earth. They won't be telling me every day, no, you're going to get better. No, things will be fine. No, it's you to take it upon yourself and just, this is the moment we're in now. Take it or leave it. So if I walk out of the house with my skin looking pink, what are you going to do about it? You can't change me.
That's what's happening. I like that. Anyways, let's go on a short break, and when we get back, we continue talking everything to do with fashion and Melba's journey on her own, and also just the events that she's been able to cover, which looks she's been able to rock. Welcome back to Law and Vogue. So I'm talking to Melba, and we've been talking all about getting into pageantry, from how she started with her passion for fashion and being styled, walking runways as well, internationally and locally also. Now, as we've gotten back, Melba, I want for us to talk about the different looks that you've rocked for red carpet events. For you, what does it take, like how long do you even take to prepare for an event when you've been invited for one?
How long do I prepare? That's a tough question. It depends on what type of event, what is it about, and the theme, of course. Is it going to be something easy to prepare? Is it difficult? Is it something I'll just pick from my wardrobe, or do I have to start from thread and needle? Yeah.
I recently saw that you were invited to the Saka July. How long do you take to prepare like an outfit for events like that?
For Lusaka July this year has been different, and I can say my dress is still far from being done.
Really? Oh wow!
I think it's far from being done, and I'm worried because I've got like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The event is like 2 weeks to go, and yeah.
But do you have like a design in mind?
I do have one, and well, it's been worked on. I don't know how it's going to come out, so let's not talk about it in case it's not nice. People are going to be like, oh, she talked so much about it for this.
And this is what she gives us.
And this is what she gave us. So let's not talk about that one.
Okay.
Yeah. But for other events, usually it takes maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah.
Then you'll be ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, even when it comes to working with designers, how involved do you get with the outfits that you have made for red carpet, these big events?
When it comes to red carpet events, I think I'm an easy person.
Okay.
It just takes for me to find something I like, something I know I like, and I'm comfortable according to my taste. And then once we have a final design, it's boom. And my body is easy to work with, so most designers kind of don't have a hard time. I think my body is almost the same size as the mannequin, so it's the standard body. So even without me being there, it's easy to make me a garment.
Oh wow, it makes it easy. For some of us it's different and we have to go through adjustments and all that. When it comes to even when you're rocking these red carpet events and you are wearing an outfit that you feel you had put in so much work and maybe you post on social media and people don't appreciate what you were wearing, do you experience that also where people are just like, okay, what are you wearing? What's this and why did you wear it?
I have not experienced that before.
You've not experienced that?
And usually if I'm going to leave the house, I am dressing for me.
Yeah.
So if I meet someone and the person is not appreciating, that's their problem. I spent my time to put this on and spend my money, so you're not going to make me feel bad for the efforts that I put into something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's also talk of your favorite look when we talk attending an event. What's been your favorite look that you look back at and you're just like, okay, yeah, I did well with this look? And I guess even just for self is working out, which you have talked about. When it comes to even gym attires, do you put in work also? Are you that person who will say, okay, when your workout attire is great, even your workout session turns out really great?
That's true.
Yeah, I strongly believe that also. I strongly believe it.
I am one of those, like, I don't want to wear a pink top, orange pants, blue shoes. No, like, I want everything to be suited, and then I'll feel good about myself and I'll work out even better.
Yeah, I totally believe in that. Another form of workout is swimming. You have rocked different bikinis when it comes to being poolside or by the beach. For you, when it comes to like swimsuits, what's your preference with swimsuits? Is it like the one piece or the two pieces? And how do you pick your swimsuits?
When it comes to swimsuits, I don't swim, by the way.
You know,
I've got a whole array of bikinis, but I do not swim. Keep this in mind. I don't swim.
So on the beach, what do you go to do?
I pose. Vida, I pose. I take pictures, and then maybe the water can go like up to there. And the pool, I can dip. No, I would dip my feet in water. That's as far as it goes. Wow. But when it comes to picking my swimsuit, I would pick the best.
So it doesn't matter to you whether it's a one piece or a two piece?
I think I like two pieces more because it kind of like accentuates my figure. It's going to show the belly, like how flat it is. And for the one piece, I'm not really curvy. I don't have the bum. So it just tends to look funny on me. So I prefer the two piece.
Even I prefer two-piece, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk fashion also, the one thing you can't take out, and people always say, this is a woman's crown, and it's hair. For you, what goes into the type of hair that you decide for the different looks that you rock?
So my hair usually goes with the upper part of my dress.
Okay.
Like, what's the design on top? Is it busy? And then what earrings am I going for? Is it a strappy dress? And for the type of face shape that I have, it's not always advised to pick something that's too busy on my face because then no one is going to see it. And for me, being a model, My face and my legs are my selling points.
Yeah.
So I always want to pick something that will show my face. I mean, who won't
Yes,
who
of
won't want to
course.
see?
Of course, I need to
So if you see me mostly like on a red carpet, I usually pick buns, like, or everything will just go up, or very minimal, and something.
I think I noticed that with you. Now, have you always been one to follow, like when it comes to fashion rules, have you always been one to follow the rules, or do you sometimes just you a bit on the edge when it comes to fashion?
I think usually I do follow the rules. It's rare that I would step out of my comfort zone.
Okay, well, why is that so? Why would you rather follow the rules? I've been talking to many people, just like, oh, no rules is the rules of fashion also.
No, I think that also it's because of my upbringing and the schools I went to. So the school I was at in my senior, it was more of where they instilled this discipline of a lady should have her way, should have her hair in this way. You should have your nails in this way. Like, you should sit in this way. So that is something that has taken me, even now, I haven't broken away from it. So when I'm doing my hair, I'm doing my nails, I'm doing my face, I want to keep it according to the rules.
Okay. Whoever was teaching you the rules and you going by them would be irritated by me because one, I slouch. I'm just I'm just that person. No, Melba, another thing that we had with you showing your legs means you're in heels a lot, which you have said also. But do you have those moments where you're just like, okay, I'm a sneaker person, or do you have that side to you, like sneakers, pumps? No. No.
I can't even lie. I am not a sneaker person. I wear sneakers when I am going to the gym.
Okay.
Sometimes when I'm traveling, that's it.
Really?
I think, that's it. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 times when there's like a festival or something that's in like a pitch and it requires me to be comfortable, I wear sneakers. So in my wardrobe, I think I have about, let's see, I think I've got 3-4 pairs of sneakers.
Wow, that's interesting. I love sneakers. Like I love sneakers all the time. If I could, like on everything,
you would wear sneakers.
I would do sneakers. I would, but I love heels also. Just depends on the outfit, really. Now let's also talk of jewelry. Now, when it comes to jewelry, what type do you like to rock?
I like gold.
Okay.
I think because of my complexion, I feel gold just pops up a bit more compared to silver. So gold, and then sometimes the crystals do come in.
Crystals come in?
Crystals, But, sorry, not too busy, like, you know, if I'm going to have dangling earrings, they're not coming all the way. And then if I'm going to wear a pendant, it's not going to be too big or too heavy. So I like to keep it subtle.
Okay, again following the rules. That is part of it. Now, with that said, I always ask this to my guests on Law and Vogue. I like to point out whatever you're comfortable with, be it jewelry, be it shoes, be it bags. What's the most expensive item that you own, and what did you spend on it? How much did you spend on it?
What's the most expensive item that I own in my wardrobe?
In your wardrobe, yeah.
Wow. I think it's a handbag. It's 2 items.
2 items, okay.
Yeah, 2 items. I have, one is a bikini.
Okay.
Don't shoot me. I know I said I don't swim.
But
so do not shoot me. I said I like wearing it, not swimming. So I have a bikini and a handbag.
Okay. How much was the handbag?
The handbag should have been about 35 at that time. Yeah.
It was 35 what?
1,000 kwacha.
35,000 kwacha. Wow. And the bikini?
I think it was about 42.
1,000 kwacha on a bikini? That you weren't even swimming? No, ma. What are you doing?
Summer just got here. I will swim. What if I'm going swimming on Sunday? I will go swimming on Sunday. And I know how to swim, funny enough.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But why don't you do it?
My hair.
wow.
My hair.
Your hair.
I've got very thick hair, so if you see me walking out of a pool, I'll be like this.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want
it
to
gets
see that.
pink in
Exactly,
a short
yeah.
period.
So it's my hair.
It's the hair.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Melba,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining me on Law and Vogue today.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
It's been a fun chat. It's been a really fun chat. And thank you for watching Law and Vogue. So I'm saying my bye, but Melba will be back to just give you some fashion tips.
Hi guys, this is Melba Shakabozha and I'm here on Law and Vogue to give you my fashion tips. Number one is always wear something comfortable. When you're comfortable in your outfit, it shows a certain level of confidence. Number two, always be tidy and match your colors. You do not want to go in yellow, green, blue, purple like a clown threw up on you guys. That's not sexy. Number three is always accessorize. It gives a certain touch to your outfit, gives taste, and you always look expensive. Thank you.